Hey, I think we are live. Give me 1 second. I'm going to check on a couple things. Cool. Looking good over here. That looks good. Looks good. Alrighty, y'all. We're going to give it just a minute. Maybe wait for don't expect too many, but maybe like 2 viewers, 3 viewers. And we'll go ahead and get rolling for real. But until then, if y'all want to send in any questions or anything like that, we are going to be playing TCW in the Alt Cverse, the 2022 version. That is an excellent mod. You can find it on the Grey Dog forums. I posted a link in the description, and I fully recommend it. I play it more than I do the default Cverse at this point. All right. Just a minute. Yeah, so I guess if this is anybody watching in the past, or in the future, I should say. In the past, that'd be pretty wild if you were watching in the past. I guess what I will say is that I've been away for a while. I really did enjoy making the content that I was making, but it kind of seemed hard to keep up with it, and it was just a lot of work going into it as far as scripting and writing stuff out and making the thumbnails and all that stuff, and I would rather just be playing the game, so I think we're going to do it this way. At least for a while, we'll do some live streams. I think what I will probably do this time around is I'll show you like how I'm booking and stuff, obviously, because we're kind of going to go through and do that together. But I still have some storyline ideas. They're obviously not going to be nearly as deep. We're not going to have like promos and stuff like that to the depth that we did before. But we'll definitely still inject some fun into this. Looking good. Let's have a look. But yeah, TCW is my favorite company. I play it in the default Cverse, and then this mod, and then there is a 2018 version of this. So I think this branches off at 2016, the default mod of the Cverse for TEW 2016. The maker Lavelle UK. Sorry if that's not how you pronounce it, but I think they built it off 2016 and made a 2018 mod, kind of how that advanced in their head. Really fun. And then this is kind of a branch off from that. So there are some things that happened in 2020 that did end up happening in this universe too, but definitely a little bit different. Just a little bit different. Alrighty. Well, I guess. Oh, guys, you guys are gonna have to bear with me here because this is my first time doing anything like this, and I'm just pressing buttons that I should not be pressing. Probably. I'm not that old, but I am old enough to not know what half of this stuff is half the time, so. All right, but yeah, I guess we'll just kind of do a quick breakdown of the roster, why some people maybe come in. As you can see here, we are. Let's see if we can actually. Let's move. Oh, nope, don't want to do that. All right. So as you can see, we are a large company, I'm pretty sure right now. Let's go to... I don't even know where to find that right this second, y'all. Company info. Nope. Size, duh. Oh my gosh. All right, yeah, we're at 80 across the USA, so we're pretty popular. 75 in Canada. We have a broadcasting deal that gets us, 55 in Mexico. We're doing pretty good in that regard. If you look at another company, and that is the one that I want to look at, is going to be south of the border. That is one of the things that is different about this mod versus the default Cverse of 2020 and 2016. There is no EILL. It is still South of the Border Pro Wrestling. And they are huge in Mexico, but also, where are they at? They're doing really good in America too. They're like more popular than we are. So I think one of my main goals is going to be to get more popular than south of the border in America. If we want to go back and just look at the company wars, I think that'll take us to where I want to go. 21CW is the biggest in this mod. Can't really see that because of my face in the way here. I will see if I can move that just a little bit for y'all. You guys are going to see my booking tracker behind that. But 21CW, biggest company in the world. SWF, largest in America, I'm almost positive, but second largest in the world. USPW, which has dropped down to a medium company. Maybe we'll get into that as we go for a little bit, but they have had some drama happen with them in this version of the Cverse, like police raids and drug scandals and steroid abuse and all kinds of crazy stuff. So they have dropped to a medium-sized company. Inspires, which is going to be a, pretty sure it's like a MMA Puro kind of style company over in Japan. They are huge as well. TCW, that's going to be us. We're at large, doing pretty well. Raw out of Oceania region, Australia. We have, sorry, I want to line this back up right. North of the Border Pro Wrestling, again. No CWA. Good old North of the Border and CGC are still around. South of the Border, 8th in the world, but again, bigger than us in America and Mexico, as we'll see in a second. Zen, all of the Zens, there's a whole lot of different ones. They're kind of all around in that 9 to 12 region. Won't go on too much further than that, but yeah, if we go here to USA, we're going to have South of the Border is actually the biggest company in America. SWF is second, 21CW, TCW is large. So I'm not sure we're going to get to number one, so maybe not South of the Border, but I would definitely like to be the biggest American company. So maybe jump over leapfrog SWF might be something. But yeah, we definitely have the talent to do it, as we'll see here in a second. Ignore this. We're on Tuesday, as of January, 2022. So the first week of the mod. And I'll kind of go over this in a minute. But yeah, Randy Unleashed is with South of the Border Pro Wrestling. That's good old Randy Blumphole, Zimmy B, Randy Unleashed, whatever. They are both actually with at South of the Border. They have an insane roster, but as you will see, ours is not half bad either. Let me see if I can move my head head over. There we go. That's going to be helpful for right now. Sorry, y'all. All right, so here we go. Excellent, excellent. Aaron Andrews wouldn't be a TCW save without him. And yeah, he's the man. As you can see, still really good in here. He's 35 years old at this point. He's a baby face in this save. Got the ace gimmick still. 15 years with TCW at this point. 82 in America across the board. 83 psychology, some good flashiness, technical ability, and brawling. All the stats over here. There's nothing that isn't green or blue besides power and toughness, and that's not his game. So, Alexander Nyazev, I am sure I'm butchering that. He's kind of just a guy. Nothing really special about him. He's a Czech wrestler who works an MMA gimmick. He never fought professionally, though, I guess it says. But yeah, he is, he's just a guy. I played this with this company a couple times, or this mod a couple of times as TCW, and he's never anything special, just kind of mid-card filler. One of the things that's also interesting is we have a women's division, which is something that TCW does not have, in the default mod, or the 2016 version, I'm pretty sure. So I'm actually going to go ahead and filter that out right now. We'll just go through wrestlers. And we'll actually look at our women's division separately. Chance Fortune, another guy who's kind of 16 years with TCW, kind of synonymous with it at this point. 42 years old and really, just really struggling. Is a lot of, I remember him, he's kind of like a high flyer, at least a smaller guy, and flashiness and aerial both pretty low. Psychology is still pretty good though, but as you can see, declining physical ability across the board. Chris Flynn, I feel like it says in here only 1 year with TCW, but I know that in 2020 mod he was in TCW as well, so not that different. Obviously a different render for him here, but still pretty good. Decent brawling, decent psychology, 33 years old, so right in his prime. He is in a tag team at the moment that you will see, but he's going to be featured in one of our first storylines we're doing. Love some C-Verse, it says. Awesome, man. Yeah, I love the C-Verse too. I had played a couple AEW saves, tried a WWE save, but pretty much all I play is C-Verse for the most part. Like I said, pepper in some real world stuff, but C-Verse, this version of the C-Verse, default 2016, basically anything that isn't real world. Not that, I mean, I like the current product of wrestling, at least AEW, but more so just the fact of it's just easier for me to book C-Verse or fictional universes or whatever they are. Thunderverse was another one that I think was around for a while. It probably still is. I just don't have those preconceived notions. You'll see this version of TCW, we do have a B show, which does make it a little bit more tedious, but especially with like a WWE save or something like that, you're running so many shows and have so many moving parts and people you're juggling. Not only do I already kind of have the preconceived notions of what somebody's like in real life and what they might do and what storylines may be up next and things like that, I'm not going to have those in a fictional mod, and I can just kind of create my own headcanon. So yeah, maybe do like an AEW save or something at some point, but right now we're just going to rock it with C-Verse. SWF save in TEW 3 years in. Dang, man. I can't say I've ever made it that far. Maybe an indie save. I've gotten close for sure a couple of times, but yeah, usually if I get past like that first kind of like initial wave of storylines. I usually get in like a year, 2 years or so, but 3 years, that's commitment, man. Um, SWF is pretty fun. I actually have been playing with SWF in this mod a couple of times. They have a really they have a like an undercard that's almost kind of like the cruiserweight scene in WCW. I feel like where the top is still definitely your big colorful characters and stuff like that, and more just big guys, big men. Um, but they got some really good workers on there as well now. Yeah, I hear you on that. About a year and get bored. Yeah, I that's one of the reasons I originally started posting videos is because just kind of keep my interest with the game. But kind of going back to the roster here, we have where are we at? DC Rain. He was in USPW, I believe, in the 2020 mod. Maybe we'll have to go back and compare the two at some point. But he's in a tag team here with little Eddie Howard. Might have been in a tag team in USPW. I think so. Yeah, Natural Storm. Yeah, they were in the default mod for sure. And yeah, USPW. They are a team that left due to the kind of scandals I was talking about with USPW. Maybe we'll kind of go over the game world after this. We may not even get into a whole lot of playing, honestly, tonight, guys, just because kind of want to go over all this, and there's a lot to go over. Daryl Divine, part of Divine Fortune with Chance Fortune, nothing new there. 7 years with TCW. Everybody knows him. Now we're going to get into the fact that this is an extremely stacked roster, like I was saying. Basically, all the dream indie people that you signed in your 2020 save or 2016 saves are in here, at least in the Americas. There's a couple that aren't, but I mean, for the majority, we start here with Davis Wade Newton. 34 years old at this point, but he got himself in really good shape. I'm going to go ahead and move my head over here one more time. You can say he's ripped now and a lightweight, bumping his star quality all the way up to a 90. It even kind of says in here, where are we at? He got off to a good start, seemed to hit a wall in 2020, lost some weight, got in fantastic shape, and added a bit more flash to his work. So the cool thing about him is he's a really good worker, just nothing, no blues here, but I mean, across the board, 73 brawling, technical, aerial, flashiness, psychology, all good. And then, I mean, stamina's an 88, safety's a 90, athleticism is 93, really good. But he's 34 years old, he's 66 pop. As you're going to see, we have a lot of guys in here that are really strong workers, so who we're going to push is going to end up being kind of a hard choice. And I kind of want us to be able to all maybe we'll figure that out together once we kind of get in a little bit further. I kind of have some stuff set up for the beginning, but as it goes on, I would like everybody to chip in what they think and who we should push, who they like, where we should kind of go next after this first little jumping off point. Dean Waldorf. He is another tag team guy. I believe it's with Marv Statler? Yes. They are part of the some sort of ring generals. That's what they're called. Not the Gunthers, but the ring generals. But yeah, they're pretty good. A little bit on the older side, 50 pop. As you will see, we have a deeper tag division than we do in than they do in the default Cverse, but still nothing crazy. So 50 is actually not too bad. Decent technicality, decent psychology on Dean. Marv, not so much on technical, but pretty good psychology as well. Alrighty. Eddie Howard already went over him. And here is the man, the myth, the legend, Ernest Youngman. I don't know if anybody played a promotion that had the ability to sign him in the Cverse since he's been around hasn't signed him. It's kind of the guy, I think, to snatch up early on in your saves. And as you can see here, he is every bit of what you would expect. Not an aerial or flashy guy, but I mean 81 to 89 technical, 65 to 73 brawling, psychology 74 to 82. Yeah, it's just um, wild. Um, Puroso is I'm gonna not explain this the best, but it is Japanese style wrestling, the main one, where I'm actually gonna look this up because I just remember seeing it's like real wrestling is what it's called, which is like or something like that, or like oh my god. I'm looking it up right now because I want to remember what the actual translation is and not just be ignorant. I know this is riveting streaming style. Um, it's literally just Japanese pronunciation of professional wrestling. It's shortened to become Purezo. Um, but it's more like the psychology and like how they present the sport. It's much more presented as like a real sport. There isn't nearly as much um, pomp and circumstance, cheesiness and stuff as there is over the topness in like American or North American versions of it. But I believe in the game, it is their like ability to do that kind of stuff, like the hard hitting um, kicks, strong style stuff. Um, and I'm pretty sure it or brawling is one of those things where like you get one or the other because like brawling is like the more like Stone Cold Steve Austin style was like pure residue. Um, uh, is like I don't know, not like I'm not gonna say like Will Ospreay or Kenny Omega, but I mean like let's think like a that more line of like they're gonna hit people hard, but it's more like kickboxing based. When I think of like American wrestler, I think of like Kyle O'Reilly, like all his stuff's like those like stiff strikes, kicks, stuff like that. Like he works that kind of style match, that kind of stuff. He's not like gonna like do like a slobber knocker or whatever. All right, but yeah, Ernest Youngman is the man. Um, Still 65 tag or 65 popularity. He is in a tag team currently, but that is not going to go on forever. And actually, while we have him here, we are going to see if he can become even more muscular. He is not interested. Okay, never mind. We will not ask you again for a little bit. But yeah, 74 star quality, which is not great. But I'll pull up our creative tab here in a second. Actually, why don't we just go to that right now? We can come and reference this again later, but on our next big things, Ernest Youngman, we'll go over all these later. Spoilers, sorry. But when it comes to raw potential, it's pretty clear that Ernest Youngman is loaded with it. The 28-year-old has always had a little something extra about him, and we no surprise at all if he ascended to superstardom before his career is through. Sick. So not only is he the favorites in our hearts, he is the favorites in the this dice roll, I guess, whatever you want to call it, of the mod. Back to the roster real quick. Greg Gage, he was in 2020. I think everybody loved to push him. He is now in a part of a major stable called The Birthright, featuring some other second generation stars we're going to go into in a little bit. 94 psychology, 88 technical. 78 brawling. 79 popularity. Not much to say. Guillotine, I think he was in developmental in 2020. Again, kind of just a guy, pretty poor stats compared to the rest of the roster. We're just gonna have people beat him probably. Harvey Robinfield, same thing. I'm pretty sure he was in developmental. 45 popularity again. Some decent technical skills, psychology. Maybe could get better, but he's 25 at this point. I don't think he is. Don't think he's going to be much, even though, he's got some stuff that would make you think so, but we just don't have the room to push him. All right. We were talking about SWF earlier in the save. Somebody that I believe was taken from over there. Yes, Hollywood Brett Starr. He's another member of that Birthright stable I was talking about with Greg Gage. Yeah, he's got really good charisma, microphone skills. I think he's one of. Here, we can go ahead and reference this one more time. Creative. Talk the talk. Yeah, he's our best talker for sure. Without a doubt, our best talker. But compared to some of his counterparts, especially in that stable, when you have guys like Greg Gage and the other people we're going to see, not that great. 72 psychology, which isn't bad at all, but nothing else to write home about. Want to say, yeah, he has a year and 5 months on his contract. We're going to have to find something to do with him because not going to push him to the top, but he's too good to not do some good stuff with. So this first little bit plays out. We're going to have to figure out what we want to do to pivot with him. Hustle Mova. Pretty sure he was in the Indies in the 2020 mods. I don't know about 2016. He is going to be in our mid-card title picture, 56. Pretty decent stats. 34 years old. Popularities, nothing crazy though. He does have a manager, which reminds me, they always start her off as a heel, so I need to fix that. Somebody help me remember that when we go back and look through the women on the roster to change her to a babyface. Jackpot Jordan and Jake Idol, just kind of combine them. Pretty decent stats, nothing crazy. Tag team, they're going to be in the mix, but never anything too crazy. All right, another one that is really fun. James Diaz. I think he's set to debut in 2020 mod, later on in it, but he has debuted here, and by golly, this guy, as you can see, like, where he's actually going to fall, we don't know because it's 20 years old and it could go anywhere in there, but he's definitely a hot prospect, especially with the good star quality. Pretty sure he's ripped heavyweight, so I mean, what more could you want? James Prudence, another guy from SWF. Not necessarily the star quality of a Hollywood Brett Starr, and injured again at the moment, as we are pointing out with James Diaz too. But 69 popularity, still pretty decent for being 42 years old. He's also one of our road agents, but out with that chronic lower back pain, and as you can see down here, stamina is creeping down to 68. Probably just going to use him to put some people over whenever he comes back, because I think he only has 5 months left on his contract, and I doubt we renew that, especially at 60,000 per month. Jesus. All right. Jason Thunder. Anybody who watched my CWA series will know that he was a member of Thunder and Lightning with Lightning Lomas, and here they are in the flesh in our tag team division. Didn't do much with them then. We're probably not going to do much with them now. All right. Another one of our absolute main eventers, our creme de la creme, top of the card, Jay Cord, our current TCW World Heavyweight Champion. Again, in the last couple iterations of the default mod, I know he was a guy that people really like to push, and people were he was in that storyline in 2020. I think it starts off with one with like Sammy Bach, but it even says that like he's kind of on his way to getting that title. And here he has 92 psychology, which is insane. He's 31 years old, still probably has a little bit of room to grow. 80 and everywhere. 80 brawling, 82 technical, 92 star quality, really good microphone skills, consistency, safety, basics, stamina, athleticism, all like the lowest of those is the basics at 88, selling at 80. Dude doesn't need to sell, he's beast. 83 popularity. Don't think he's our most popular worker, but our world champion and the head of that birthright stable I was telling you about with Greg Gage and Hollywood Brett Starr. He is one of the members, and we'll get to the fourth member of that group here shortly. If anybody's ever played the mod before or can read down the line, they may have already seen who it might be. Joffy Lane. He's a guy that I would tend to sign a couple of times in the 2020 mod. Pretty good brawling, really good mic skills. Our second best talker, I'm pretty sure, besides Hollywood. Decent start quality. He is in a tag team currently with Mark Smart, who is not great. So I don't know how long that'll last. But also Joffy Lane, I'm pretty sure. No, he's not. I thought he was an amazing babyface, but makes me think maybe we can do some sort of heel turn or split up with them. But we will definitely figure that out. Sorry, I was reading a text message. Josh Jones. This is a guy I really like. 33 years old. Really good across the board up here. Really bad charisma, microphone, acting, star quality, all that stuff. But man, this guy can put on really good matches with anybody. He's definitely going to be one of the people that we kind of spam, maybe not in that main event, but as like our other match to get a decent rating on there's a good chance we're going to be using him against somebody. 90 to 98 psychology, like wild. And while I'm thinking about it, because he has this terrible, I wouldn't give this guy a microphone if it meant it was going to save my life. We're going to pull this up because we're going to give him a manager of good old Vita, another one that people might know from TCW history. Does not have a manager or a client at the moment, so we're going to go ahead and put her on there. May need to shift her over to babyface as well as Cindy for Hasaluba. Gotta remember that. Josh Taylor, another guy, TCW 2020. Getting up there now, but still a really good worker. 78 pop. I think we have him on a 5-month contract too. 250,000 is a lot. Somebody's probably going to offer him a decent amount of money. We may or may not keep him around. He's got really good psychology, experience, respect, and I'm pretty sure he's got some good attributes as well. If I could click the right button, y'all. My God. People person, highly moral, amazing babyface. Loyal, fitness fanatic, deep roots, which means doesn't want to move to a new region, so that might help us. Giving performer, so he's got really good attributes, but maybe not somebody that's worth keeping all the way around. At that price, at least. Killer Shark. He's Killer Shark. Not in a tag team in this iteration, but he's big and he's bulky and he's a shark, I guess. Kip Keenan, signed from was in FCW, I think, in 2020. It'll tell me up there, but I'm not going to read it all right now. He is Chris Flynn's tag team partner at the moment. Lincoln Hamilton. Think he debuted at some point in 2020 for TCW. Uh, Nothing here. Just kind of a nothing guy. Here we go. James Diaz we had earlier. We're gonna get his cousin in now, Logan Wolfsbane. Um, he is in a tag team with Ernest Youngman in this mod. I'm pretty sure they were in the 2016 version of this mod as well. So I mean, like, they've been together for a while. Um, him and Ernest Youngman. So I mean, really good potential with the two of them. Obviously, they're in a tag or a stable with James Diaz, we will get into in a minute. Again, just like the connections that were made in this mod and how well everything made sense and fit into place was just really well done. I just can't say enough good things about this mod. Matt Hocking, another TCW alum, 7 years with them. Pretty good stats still at this point. Only 32 years old. As it says here, though, at the bottom line, I just kind of read it as I was going through. If TCW ever get behind him with a real push, young enough and talented enough to turn it around. Basically what I said. Not sure he's going to get pushed to the top, but there's definitely some things we could do with him. Here we go. The fourth member of the Birthright. This all-dominating heel stable, which is kind of cool, but also kind of creates its own booking problems in and of itself that your four top heels are all in a group with each other. Kind of, unless they're all doing separate things, it really complicates how you're going to book them and stuff. So I think that's cool that we have all these really good people, but it also presents its own challenges. Matthew Keith, I think he's got a little bit better stats than Greg Gage, actually. But pretty similar. His twin brother, sons of Sam Keith. Pretty sure he was, I'm actually not pretty sure, I know he was in the 2016 version of this mod as well, as their manager. And they were kind of beefing with, here, let's actually just read it from the horse's mouth. There we go. In late TCW, Matthew joined his dad and his brother, in late 2017, Matthew joined his dad and brother in TCW. Matthew switched places with Greg during matches and helped them retain the international title. They became the first family of wrestling. The brothers took on the moniker Sons of Sam, although Sam would leave the promotion in 2019. And in late 21, they're going to team up with their longtime rivals, Generation X, who is Hollywood and Jay Cord, and they become the Birthright. They all have that kind of legacy, and like I said, top four heels, all one group. But we have no shortages of baby faces. We've already seen Aaron Andrews. Got some young guys bubbling under the surface, but we got a few more too. Mighty Mo. Why am I keep forgetting to click on the right thing, guys? Mighty Mo, 32 years old at this point. He's annoyed right now. Don't know why. We can find that out probably. But never really got the big push to the top that I know a lot of people probably gave him in 2020 in this version. But still 86 star quality, 60 popularity, not in a tag team at the moment. Just kind of floating around the mid card. We might end up giving him a push. Like he's good, but he's got a 3-month contract coming up. We should be able to re-sign him, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. But Mr. Grappling, boo, Mr. Grappling. He's in a storyline you'll see starting off. It's one of the ones that kind of goes at the beginning. That's set up with Nigel Svensson, who's just boo this guy. Like, why? I get that, like, I guess it's just the difference between like how loaded the top of the card is, and then you can't all be Jay Cords and Aaron Andrews and Matt Keiths. You gotta, the world needs Mr. Grapplings and Nigel Svenssons too. But I mean, do we? Dustin Callum, that is somebody that we definitely do need. He's just that dude, man. He's kind of a not as good Davis Wayne Newton is how I describe him, and I'm pretty sure they have like they're like best friends or something in game. I usually like put them as not like a tag team, but kind of have them have each other's backs and storylines and stuff anyway. Another guy that is firmly entrenched in that like mid card, upper mid card, can have some really good matches. Not sure he'll ever go beyond that at 33 years old, but I mean, if somebody tells me push Nelson Callum, not gonna argue with him. Quadzilla, this guy's kind of fun. He is pretty big. Yeah, ripped light heavyweight. But he's an entertainer. He's got decent charisma, decent microphone skills. Not great star quality, but good psychology. Like kind of the opposite of what you'd think of with a big man. Instead of like high brawling and like, I mean, he's got menace, or like high brawling and star quality or whatever. He's got charisma and psychology, which I mean is cool. But I believe he's also got a really bad party animal. No, he doesn't have a steroid issue, but he where does it say? Increased in chance of developing addictions, which has happened to me a time or two when I played this game. It's the other thing that's like weird about playing real world saves. Going back to that for a minute, have you like ever seen some of the posts and stuff where like just have some like weird scandals and stuff happening for people, and just throws me off. Quentin Queen, recognizable 41 popularity, nothing crazy, but like pretty decent stats. That star quality means he's never really going to get to the top probably, but yeah, he probably deserves better than 41. Raymond Diaz, the leader of the Diaz dynasty, 45 years old. The monster was in PGHW. And then, yeah, now he's here. Definitely winding down his career at this point. He is also annoyed. I don't remember why. 77 across the board in America. But 2 months, 3 weeks remaining on his contract. I have not had great luck re-signing him in the past, even further beyond that. And I don't really want to sign him to like a 3 or 4 year deal at this point. He may not last long with us, unfortunately, guys. Riley McManus, kind of another one of those just a guys. Lesser version of Josh Jones, maybe. Not as good of a worker, but just a good old bland dude. Roy Edison, can't remember if he was an add-on or like an original TCW yet to debut, or TEW, Default Mod yet to debut guy. But he's doing pretty good in here. 72 popularity, 41 years old though, and still only has 62 psychology, even with 78 technical. Not great star quality either. A star by the fans, red hot momentum. That means that we're going to use him to put other people over. Running Wolf, he is a star, considered to be one by the fans at least. I think he came from USPW. Yeah, he did. Another one of the guys who left in those scandals and stuff I was talking about. He is a good guy. 78 popularity, star. Yeah, that's about all I can say about him. I am not my favorite. I don't know if it's that USPW kind of like overly gimmicky gimmick, but yeah, not my favorite. We're gonna do some cool stuff with him though for sure. We got Sato and Seiji Jimbo. Again, I am sure I am butchering those, and I am admitting my ignorance when I say that. But they are another tag team. Both came from PGHW as well. But they're really good, man. Like good star quality, good stats. Yeah, just awesome. They're in the kind of mid card division right now, but I could see them being a tag team that like we really kind of push and have kind of be the dudes. Seth Whitehead, he was in developmental in 2020, but he was not this good. He's definitely developed. He's muscular. He's put on some weight, some better star quality, kind of grown into his own with charisma. Still not great, but he's got a manager too, so that helps. Um, Starmaster. Believe yeah, he was an EILL south of the border. Um, but he's here now, and he's pretty decent. Not like your typical high flying aerial luchador. 47 aerial, 52 flashiness. Technical's pretty decent though. Psychology's decent. Decent pop. Good basics, all that stuff. Again, Tatsuya Toshitara. So we're gonna go with double T. That's easier. It says double T right here. We're gonna roll with that. Very good technical wrestler, also known for his dangerous jujitsu-based submission moves. That may be very well, but he is a mid-carder here. 31 years old, but like, I mean, he's got 81 star quality. I've just never really pushed him before because don't feel like I get great matches out of him. Maybe it's just because the technical matches don't always do as well. I don't know. Teddy Thompson is somebody who I would like to do something with because I don't usually. But 24 years old, really good star quality. Former semi-active MMA fighter. So I think if we go over here. Yeah, so like he could take fights. Get some popularity boost, but we might lose him for a while. But a good heel, driven, good technical skills too. So like between that, combine that with that star quality, not great menace for a guy who's a muscular heavyweight, but still definitely somebody we could push up the card quite a bit. We'll figure out some stuff for him. All right. The Architect. Yeah, he is another one of those guys. I think he came from MAW. Yes, MAW. But I really like working our what am I trying to say? Really like using him in feuds and stuff like that. Pretty good charisma, microphone acting. A really good worker, kind of like a more charismatic Josh Jones guy who we were talking about earlier, where like you put him in your second best match of the evening and he's going to deliver a lot. I mean, you could even slot him into some of your main events and he'll do pretty good. William Hayes, another guy like James Prudence, wrestler, road agent. Just probably going to use him to again put some of the really lower people on the card over. Nothing crazy. But what is crazy is Wolf Hawkins, 35 years old, still our most popular worker by far, 90 across America, 84 across Canada. Yeah. 90 psychology, 70 flashiness, 83 technical, 78 brawling, not to mention a decent 68 aerial for the fact that he is a muscular middleweight and 35 years old. Hundreds across the board for his experience, respect, reputation, charisma through the roof, microphone, star quality out the wazoo, sex appeal, men, well, not menace, but everything that matters for this guy is great. Except the fact, I didn't realize he was an egomaniac. It's not great. Huge ego. But, I mean, he has a positive natural impact because he's a major star, and he's going to stay that way. Very creative, too. Loyal. Amazing heel. We have him as babyface right now, though. He is our main babyface. As you'll see here shortly, he's in one of our main storylines taking on the Birthright. Surprise, surprise. Zabi Ferreira. He was in. Yeah, it doesn't tell me up here. Does not. I thought he was an FCW, but maybe I'm losing my mind on that. But he is he's a pretty good guy, or pretty good guy. Like I know him. Pretty good worker in here. Like decent star quality, decent charisma and stuff. Kind of like a lot of these guys. Nothing really sets him apart, but like a really good worker. I believe he's on our creative listed as one of our like ones to watch. But um, yeah, we might do some stuff with him. He was with the New Wave Scout and Guide for a while. Turned on them in the lore of this version. And like it says here, it solidified his position as mid card heel, but it didn't catapult him up as far up the card as TCW hoped. We got one more with our dudes. We'll take it to the ladies. We got Yellow Jacket, another south of the border, EILL, whatever you want to call it, crossover, and he is our current television champion. 70 popularity, really good technical, pretty good psychology, decent numbers around here. Considered a star though. Puts on good matches in my experience. So probably do some fun stuff with him for a while. 1 year, 3 weeks remaining on the contract. If we get that far, I'm not sure it's going to be somebody we resign. All right. Our women's division, it is small, but we have some pretty interesting characters in here. We got Anna and Elsa Calvo. Sisters of War? Yeah. They're all right, but they're here. Another thing you'll see with our women's division is a lot of jobbers. Connie Morris, 33 popularity, 41 years old. Not great. Dare She Devil. She's an interesting one because she's got the good star quality, got the really good flashiness and aerial, decent pop. Pretty sure amazing babyface or something like that on the attributes. Yep, amazing babyface. Easily marketable, all that. 28 years old though, and 36 to 49 psychology, and I haven't had it get a lot better. And anytime I played this before, we'll see if she ever does anything else than lose to the good heels. One of those good heels is going to be Foxy LaRue, 34 years old, in her prime right now, 59 popularity, but we will definitely make sure that goes up. Really good charisma, one of our best talkers, 82 star quality. She's good. Another one of the jobbers, Gina the Warrior Princess. That's all I'm going to say. Heart Saito. Pretty good. Nothing crazy. Decent popularity, decent skills. Probably somebody who will really use to catapult heels to that next level. Speaking of heels who need to go to that next level, Hellcat Hernandez, 32. Recognizable by the fans. Yeah. Not much else to say. We're going to shoot through these last few really quick so we can move on to the next part, y'all. Kaylee Red, somebody who we are definitely going to push to the moon. I'm pretty sure she's on creative. It's like her second or third hot prospect or ones to watch, whatever it's called. Next big things. That's what it is. Next big things. But I mean, look at those stats up here. Solid AF. Decent charisma and acting and all that stuff. Good star quality. 41 popularity, but that will not last long. Laura Flame, her tag team partner, they have the women's division, some of the tag teams in here. We might do like a women's tag team division or like a women's mid-card title as we grow the division, but at this point, I don't really know what, we'll do some feuds, like tag feuds, but it's all kind of be just to build up that next crop of main event female wrestlers for the women's title. Laura Sylvia, jobber. Lauren Easter, the ace of our women's division and one of the best wrestlers in the company regardless of gender. Pretty sure she is going to be our TCW women's champion for a while because who's going to match that popularity? Who's going to match basically any of this? And the other thing that is important to know is money motivated. Oh, that doesn't matter. Has a temper and a business mindset. So likely to complain if it has to lose someone when it's likely to hurt them, which is going to basically be anybody who is on our roster right now because she's one of the most popular women's workers in the world in game. Paige Croft, um, one of our kind of decent baby faces that will probably feed to Lauren Easter at some point. Good technical, not great charisma and all that stuff. She's there. Pamela Rojo, pretty sure she's in a group with Hellcat Hernandez. She's all right. 37 years old. Not going to do much with it, though. Poison Ivy, glorified jobber. Tracy Brendan, better version of Paige Croft. She is also married to Joshua Taylor. It's probably keeping them both in the company would be something cool we could do. But yeah, she's pretty good, and she's actually going to be our first challenger for Lauren Easter coming up. Zofia Jankovic. Interesting one. Definitely have some things we could do with her. We could definitely push her up the card a bit. Maybe kind of slot into that heel roll along. Foxy LaRue is like obviously not going to touch Lauren Easter anytime soon, but kind of that next tier down. I guess what we'll do now is go over just the people who aren't wrestlers. Real quick, because I kind of want. I think what we'll probably end up doing is I will go ahead and go through this. We'll go through a couple of the other tabs, storylines, teams, stables, creative, that kind of stuff. But I think we've been live for around like an hour now, not exactly sure. We'll probably go ahead and do that and take a quick break. I run to the bathroom, probably let my dog out at some point before it starts raining here. I'll probably leave the stream up, but I will be gone for just a moment or two. So let's get to it. All right, Charles Hapstander. He is our second best referee from what I remember. Cindy, here we go. Works heel, but preparing to turn. Already did it. See, I knew that we needed to turn her. Because otherwise we're going to get that weird thing where it's the face-heel dynamic is off because her client is a face. Davis Diderick was in our CWA save again as well. CGC in this one. But he is actually our head announcer. 74 announcing, 34 years old. Pretty good. Probably will upgrade him if we get the chance to get one of like the real good guys. Dewey Libertine. He's our worst ref. Our third referee. Yahoo. Woohoo. Floyd Goldworthy, manager for, let's see, Eddie Howard, DC Reign, so Natural Storm. Jackie, she manages Jackpot Jordan, Jake Idol, you got it. We got Jasmine Saunders, our announcer, pretty good, I'm pretty sure she's in the 80s. Kyle Rhodes, owner of the company, again, another announcer, or color commentator, 72 color, so not great. Miriam Vega, she is Seth Whitehead's manager. Matthew White, he is going to be one of our referees. Yeah. Why am I so thrown off by this? I feel like Dewey Libertine. No, he is a ref. We got 4 refs. That's weird. Matthew White. Okay, yeah, ref. Poppy Betancourt, she is the granddaughter of the Bryco executive, Maxwell Betancourt. A bit of a spoilt brat. Good to know. But not great on TV. She's got something there, that charisma, but I mean, she's not going to do much for us. Ray Johnson, best ref by far. Sean Dokes, not our lead announcer. I want to say he's like 73 announcing, so like he's not bad. We'll probably use him as like our like backstage interviewer dude. Venus, she is a member of the DS Dynasty, Ernest Youngman's valet. And Vita, who, already babyface and now manages Josh Jones. She's got more pop than him too, and definitely going to help in that charisma department. Give me 1 second, y'all. Alrighty. Yeah, we have 0 concurrent viewers right now. I don't think there's anybody. I'll double check. But we'll probably go ahead and take that break now. We just went over the roster. If you are watching this back in the future, maybe just skip ahead a little bit. Because I would probably say I'm only going to be gone for 5 minutes or less. I will be right back. Oh no, we got a couple of concurrent viewers in here now. Sorry guys. Yeah, give me like 5 minutes. I will very much be right back. Actually, let's go ahead. This. Grab my phone. That's probably pretty important. Like I said, guys, give me just one moment. Be right back. Hey, we are back. We are back. Hopefully nobody came and left while I was gone for those few minutes. Sorry if you did. But okay. I just kind of went through the roster of the TCW here in TEW, the Alt Cverse 2022. What else? Let's get into the USPW stuff, because that's pretty interesting and kind of integral to how everything's shaped up in this mod, because as everybody knows, they were kind of on top for a while. Excuse me, guys. In the Cverse. And now they are definitely not. No, excuse me, guys, got the hiccups. Which is great whenever you're live. Created in 2001 by Danny Gillespie? That's what we're going to go with. USPW built its success, offering fans family-friendly product, unbiased patriotism, and 1980s wrestling nostalgia. 2006, Sam Strong became the owner. His name value became a junior player of the Big Three. 2014, that's when they became bought by a billionaire, went on Reverie Network, turned them into the #1 company worldwide. After 7 years, the company was rife with drugs, steroids, and bullying, leading to many of the top stars leaving. The police got involved, and sadly, Packer died from an OD, leading to Reverie cutting ties with USPW and more top stars being fired. And another billionaire, Bill Walton, took over in October 2021, and now he's trying to make USPW great again. Let's go workers, because what I would like to show you now is there's a few people that are unemployed at the moment that are because of that scandal. So let's see. Can't search them. Let's go. There we go. There's 2 of them. I'm pretty sure. Where we at? Here we go. Cameron Vesey of our CWA fame. Not as good of fortunes. In this, went to North Border Pro, jumped ship to USPW just a month after Brian joined them. Brian, I don't know. Reunited with his MAW tag partner, Casey Valentine. But they were both caught up in the party culture. Both took to drink and drugs. In 2020, Bessie suffered an overdose in the events that triggered. This was one of the events that triggered the eventual police investigation. He and Casey Valentine were both let go from the company. That was who the other one I was going to show. They plan to continue their careers. They once they're out of rehab, 8 months and 3 weeks. It's not looking great for him. Those stats have dwindled quite a bit. And let's see, like, attributes: checkered past, former drinker, former hard drug user. Yeah. But yeah, that was kind of one of the big events that happened in this world. Yeah, the other one, Randy Unleashed Zimmy, Blumful, Zimmy B are in ST, or south of the border. Again, no combination of CGC and north of the border to make CWA. So just good old CWA, or good old CGC and north of the border. The Japanese tsunami still happened in this one. That's something that happened in game. So a lot of those Japanese companies are still struggling. One of the ones that isn't, and is doing really well, actually, we'll take a look at them too, for a couple of reasons. WLW, who's my favorite to play with in this mod. Yeah, they are really cool, really fun to play with. So they're kind of the one Japanese company, besides Inspires that we talked about earlier, that's still doing good after that. But they have somebody who, I swear to God, I never get a sign in any saves. And I want to so bad, because they have, where is he at? We'll just go to workers and search him. Why not, you know? Why make this hard on ourselves? Why make it harder on ourselves? Sorry. We're running a little slow here, I'm guessing, because I got the stream up. Go ahead and change that. And come on. Come on. There we go. Casey Glenn. He is in WLW. 30 years old now. But oh, look at that, man. This guy's a dream match machine. You put him with our guys now. This is a guy who has, I mean, at the very least, you see that star quality. Like, I would like him to be world champion in our company specifically. And 9-month contract. That is the other big goal of this save. I know I said I want to kind of become the biggest American company. There'll be some other ones I'm sure we'll come up with along the way. But yeah, in 9 months we are signing this dude, and we are gonna have Dream Match City. We kind of went over it when we went over the roster, but let's maybe do a quick look over tag teams and stables, and then we will get a look at the titles, creative, kind of brush through all this. And oh, no, don't freeze up on me. There we go. So let's just do it in order. Reverse order, actually. Work our way back to storylines. Creative, Wolf Hawkins, Jay Cords, Aaron Andrews are franchise players. Greg Gage and Matthew Keith. Hollywood will probably be in there in some order soon. Next big things, we already talked about Ernest Youngman. Seth Whitehead's number 2. Kaylee Red, who I said I'm going to definitely push number 3. Zavi at 4 and Quentin Queen at 5. Hot prospects. Kind of similar. Ernest Youngman, Architects second. He's got those really good in-ring skills. That star quality is going to hold him back, though. Zavi, Seth Whitehead, and then Kaylee. Talk the Talk, Hollywood, Joffy, Wolf Hawkins, Lauren Easter, and Jay Cord. Showstoppers, Wolf, Jay, Davis Wayne Newton. That's what I'm saying. That guy right there, Davis Wayne Newton. He is going to be hard for me not to want to push. Aaron Andrews and Greg Gage. Ring Generals, Wolf Hawkins, Jay Cord, Greg Gage, Ernest Youngman, Matthew Keith. Who's hot? Roy Edison. Why? Yellow Jacket. Okay. Star Master. These two are going to have a TV match, as you will see in the storylines real soon. Wolf Hawkins and Jay Cord. Why wouldn't they be hot? Who's not? James Prudence. He's injured. Of course he's not hot. And Joshua Taylor. We'll probably get him some good old Mo coming up. Hidden Gems. I'm going to pray that this doesn't slow to a crawl, because lots of times it does with these bigger databases. Oh, wait, we're going to see. I clicked it, I swear, guys. There we go. Aaron Knight, another guy who we know from our CWA ventures in the past, is our number 1 hidden gem. Joanna Silver, she's a pirate, I guess. Druss, probably not going to sign him. Sterling Whitlock, he might, I don't know. I don't know much about him, if I'm being honest. We'll look into him maybe. Oh, here we go. We'll look into him now. 30 years old. He's with FCW. Good brawling. Good puro. Decent technical. Okay, star quality. He's professional. It's kind of, it's not a handshake deal. Definitely somebody, I think he might already be shortlisted. He was not, so he is now shortlisted. That is easy enough. And then the Angel of Death. I don't know who that is. And they don't have a picture either, so don't care. Where do we go next? Stables. Diaz Dynasty, we already talked about them. Again, Raymond Diaz leaving soon, probably, most likely, with that contract status. We'll have to figure out what we're going to do with that. Birthright. That is going to be Greg, Hollywood, Jay, and Matthew Keith. I called Jay the leader earlier. There really is no leader, but he's the world champion, so you best damn believe he thinks he's the leader. Sorry, y'all. I'm not used to talking this much. Teams. Let's do that. Alpha Predators. That is Wolf Hawkinson Running Wolf. The Wolves. That would have been a way easier way to name them. But yeah, they're involved in one of our storylines right now. They're good. Divine Fortune, we talked about them. Diaz Dynasty, I believe that's going to be James and Raymond, the actual two Diaz's, father and son. Flynn and Keenan, that is going to be Flynn and Keenan. Gen X, we already talked about. Nation of Rage, that's Joffy and Mark Smart's tag team. Naturally Gifted, Ernest and Logan. Pride and Honor, that's Seiji and Sato's team. Red Hot Killers, again, not sure why we have female tag teams. We might do something with it, but that's Laura Flame and Kaylee Red. Rich and Famous, already been over. Sisters of War, already been over. Anti-Establishment, that's Hellcat and Pamela. Ring Generals and Thunder and Lightning, we already went over. Anything else really important before we get to the storylines and kind of maybe get into the day-to-day and maybe trying to book a show before we get out of here? Yeah, we'll definitely book a show. Let's do developmental. That's kind of important. Got some fun ones in the developmental on this one, too. Bobby Marks. I'm going to do them as a group. Him. Pretty sure it's Cowboy Chuck. No. Bobby, Gary, and Jamar are all like a trio, which is really interesting. They were all like football players, I think it says, on the same team or something, and decided to go out for wrestling together. Cowboy Chuck Nelson, he's 23 and not that great so far, but I think it'd be cool if he was. Duke Freeman, pretty sure he's in the TEW 2020 version of TCW. Elijah Walker, he has a render. It's just under Elijah Harris Jr. But he is the son of Elijah Harris. He is one to watch for sure. Jalen Martins, we'll probably call him up fairly soon just because he's got it down here, just not up here. Joey Philly, I think the joke is always that he's Roman Reigns. He is not. He's not that good. Rosa Diaz. Another Diaz. The daughter of Raymond Diaz. The family likes to... But Rosa's got really good up here. Pretty good charisma and all that stuff too. Decent stats down here, but definitely, as you can see, a little rough around the edges when it comes to safety and stuff, so probably not calling her up anytime soon. Probably won't get to wrestle on the roster at the same time her dad, which is a shame, but she should probably have some family members out there. Broadcasting, like I talked about before, we have a really good deal where, like, it's nice because we have coverage everywhere, but I would like to be able to... The problem is if we want to grow any of our business anywhere, we kind of have to, cut ties with this entire network. So we're going to kind of stay with that. But we are in late evening on both of those. Let's see if we can change the timing, actually. Just the time slot. They've rejected it. Oh, I already did that, I guess. Let's try... Yeah, I did a few things on this, I guess, before I picked it up. Ooh, late evening. Oh, they went 84 for prime time. We are not going to do that right now. Nope, we cannot live up to that expectations. That is too much pressure, y'all. But pretty good pay-per-view options too. Australia, Mexico, America, Canada, Europe, and UK. So not too bad on that. Alrighty. Size we already went over. Backstage I'm pretty sure is at 100. We have a decent amount of troublemakers and all that, but good rules. And I think I have pretty decent leadership on here. we have a lot of positive influences too, and a lot of good friendships and relationships. Obviously, with all the family members and stuff, that's going to help us out a lot. Things do tend to get a little clicky though sometimes when I've played this database in the past and played as TCW. Events, Breakout and Total Wrestling. Breakout's the B show. Pay-per-view calendar's a little bit different. Malice, World Settled Score, Just Another Day, still there. Where Angels Feel Their Tread, Total Mayhem, Excessive Force, Summer Showdown, and then our first major change, Here's the Fact You May Not Know, which is a tribute show to Jason Azaria, who was the announcer of TCW. Didn't see him on this roster because he passed in some sort of car accident or something in this mod. Which is wild, but now they have a tournament in August in his honor. We're just going to use that to book baby faces and get money and put some people in some good matches and put them over. Hotter Than Hell, still the same. Destructive Energy, Threatening Behavior. We do have the King of Kings tournament, but we also have a little South Sanity and Psycho Circus in December closing us out. So we have 14 total pay-per-views. I wish I could cut down on that, but with the way the game's set up, you pretty much just have to run weekly or monthly events to get the monies. Contracts, we kind of went over these, but I'll just show you who we have for the longest and who we have for the shortest. Poppy Betancourt, Boo, Matt Hocking, Daryl Devine, Lincoln Hamilton, Greg Gage, Lauren Easter, Matthew Keith, Running Wolf, all here for almost 2 years, as well as a few of these other ones. Some of the people who are expiring the soonest, Tracy Brendan, we'll probably re-sign her, honestly. Lightning Lomas, who knows? Probably, though. Raymond Diaz, again, we went over. Mighty Mo, Elsa Calvo, Miriam Vega. The Architect, that's going to be an interesting one coming up in a few months. Zabi's another one that'll be interesting. Troy Tornado, he's not on our roster as a wrestler because he broke his neck, I think. I don't know, man. But he is a road agent. Venus, Laura Sylvia, Logan Wolfsbane. Really the first major star that we are going to really have to fight for that isn't Raymond Diaz. Aaron Andrews and Ernest Youngman. Ernest Youngman probably won't be big enough that it's going to be that big of a deal in 8 months. I mean, maybe. And I'm pretty sure Aaron Andrews has like the TCW Trueborn attribute or whatever, so like he's likely to stay. So honestly, we should have pretty much all our stars besides the ones I mentioned for a year. Wolf Hawkins again in a year, but I'm gonna hope that we can keep him around. Finances. I think we start off at like 8 milli or something. I've done a few things. I've upgraded a few things. Upgraded our training center. I just really hate getting crappy prospects, so I didn't do that. Announcers, we kind of went over. Davis, Kyle, and Jasmine for events. We have TCW Presents Total Wrestling is the same. Breakout is the same. We might mix this up at some point, though, and like maybe... What's our experience? Excellent experience. What if we really messed with this and like we took Poppy in there? No, she's... No. You know what? Screw it. We'll do it live. Yeah, we'll do that. That'll work. Cool. I have excellent experience. That'll help us out on that B show. Give Sean Doak something to do. Show history obviously is going to have something. So, yes, we can finally get into the storylines. Storylines we have running so far. Most of these are the base ones with the mod. I will point out the ones that are not. Ace Alpha Predators versus Birthright. Jay Cord won the heavy weight title back in July when he was a popular babyface. But power changes people, and in October, he and Brett Starr joined up with the rivals Sons of Sam to form the Birthright, with the goal of dominating TCW. Beatdowns on Alpha Predators follows as they attempted to weaken Jay's challengers. But by the end of the year, Aaron Andrews would turn babyface and come to the aid of his rival Hawkins to try and even the odds. I got some fun stuff I kind of want to do with this one. Kind of toy with the fact that they are rivals, but they are now working together to take down this kind of super team of heels, as we were talking about before. Brendan versus Easter. This is one I added. There is no women's feuds when the thing starts off, so yeah. I put in that Tracy Brendan is actually who Lauren Easter took the title from, women's title. So, Tracy Brendan's been building up wins since then. It's finally time for the two to meet back up. There was no automatic rematch or anything, and it's time for the showdown. This one I might toy with a little bit just because we are losing Raymond Diaz so soon. If we are going to lose him, I'd rather just have him put some people over on the way out. Not just like that plainly, but like have him have something to do on the way out other than be kind of a third wheel, fourth wheel in a tag team program. The Diaz dynasty have become a big part of TCW in the 6 months since they've been together, but Floyd Goldworthy hasn't shown them any respect. Both Raymond Diaz and his son James are willing to fight his client's Natural Storm, but Naturally Gifted are said to want the tag titles back to win with two. With Kip Keenan and Chris Flynn also in the mix, Storms face some stiff competition, but are the two teams in the Diaz dynasty willing to fight each other in order to earn the title shots? Yes. Maybe that's what we'll do, because James is out for the first pay-per-view. We'll take Raymond out and put him in a program with somebody, and then he can jump back in. That's probably the move. And then have them put over Ernest and... Oh, yeah, man. That's the way to do it, I think. Edison versus Architect, another one I added. Roy Edison is a man that values respects and can't stand complainers, so he hates the Architect. But he is younger and hungry, and he is hoping he can make a name off the star veteran. Not sure exactly which way we should go with this. Whether we have Edison go over or, kind of build him up a little bit more before we really put some pop from him onto somebody else. Because Architect probably isn't going to push up past the mid-card, and he's doing all right so far. International title, this is one that is with the base mod. When you start out, over the years, the TCW International title has become one of the most prestigious secondary titles in all wrestling, and so the holder of the belts has to be prepared and to have people queuing up for the chance to face the champ. Current holder is Seth Whitehead, but the former champion Seiji Jimbo is one of the many competitors who is determined to take the belt from him. Which one will be successful? Davis, Wayne, Newton, Hustle Mover, James Prudence, Nelson Callum, Sato, Seiji Jimbo, Seth Whitehead, and William Hayes all in this international title mix. I think we're going to start off with Hustle Mover being the challenger we're going to work towards. I think I want to put Davis, Wayne, Newton over Raymond Diaz, guys. I think that's it. Let's see though. We got Mighty Mo versus Taylor. This is one I added in. I did this rivalry all the time in TEW 2020, the base default mod. Probably going to try it again in this one. Got a couple people in here for just some random matches. Mr. Grappling versus Nigel Svensson. Again, that guy, or those guys that I was talking about. It's whatever. Not too excited about it. Quadzilla versus Killer Shark. Killer Shark ain't going to win, y'all. I can tell you that right now. Starmaster versus Yellow Jacket. TV title feud. My God. Going on right here. Just the two of them. We're going to blow that off soon. Move into something different, but we will get a good TV match out of that. Women at War is going to be the other one. This is another one I added just to kind of give the undercard of women some something to do. Got the 3 tag teams in here. We'll do some tag team stuff with them. Titles. The Zaria Trophy, that's kind of for the here's a fact you may not know. So whoever wins that tournament on the night. International title is still around in this one. Seth Whitehead is our champion, still pretty good prestige. He took it off Jimbo. Killer Shark's a former holder. Zavi, Roy Edison. The list goes on. King of Kings and Queen of Queens, which is going to be introduced this year. The female version of the King of Kingdoms tournament. We are pivoting into also, I hate that the King of Kings says that it's a title shot for, or whatever, for Total Mayhem, which is like 7-8 months down the road. We are going to move that up to Psycho Circus. Whoever wins King of Kings this year and Queen of Queens get a match at Psycho Circus. That's what it is. Television title. Went over that. Yellow Jacket. Hasn't been around very long. Starmaster and Yellow Jacket have traded it back and forth a few times. Hence why we're pivoting into something else. TCW Women's. Lauren Easter is our champion. First time she's won it, but she's going to hold it for a while. World Heavyweight. Jay Cord won it from Aaron Andrews, who won it from Wolf Hawkins. Raymond Diaz did have a run with the belt. 89 prestige. Really prestigious title. We're going to have that go up too because we're going to have some really good matches. And then the World Tag Team Champions, Natural Storm. They've only been champion 36 days, but I don't foresee this being a generationally long title reign. Yeah. Kind of all we need to go over on that. Some offers for some people that we have shortlisted just based off their popularity. Nothing important. We can delete all those. Maybe we can delete all those. Yes, we can delete all those. Alrighty. Well, I hate to say it, guys, but I'm probably going to go ahead and hop off. Pretty tired. Going to get something to eat and go about my night. But I may hop back on later. Probably not. Maybe sometime tomorrow evening. We'll try and do it again. But we're definitely going to try and get on a regular schedule soon for this. If you're watching after the fact, won't play anything of this off camera, so we will definitely hop right back off where we left. You can definitely kind of watch it as a series. And have a good night, everybody.